Page 20, the dandelion. At the top of the page, they talk about an extended hand position. You remember that wonderful 5-finger position we've been using forever? Well, it's about to start to go away because we're very limited if all we can do is these 5 notes. There's a lot of other notes we can play, so we got to play those 2. We don't want to be stuck in just 5 notes all the time. And one of the ways of doing that is this extended position. An extended position simply means either the thumb or the little finger covers 2 notes. So in this case, we're here. The thumb is going to cover the C and also the B. It's just going to reach down with it. Don't move the whole hand. Just move the thumb down and cover the B. It's going to cover both notes. Eventually, we'll get to the point where the little finger is going to cover both notes. 2 notes. We haven't got there yet, so I didn't say that yet. Never mind. That can happen in either hand. The left hand is here, but you could have the thumb, again, covering 2 notes. That way, not 5 fingers, we actually might go all the way up to 7 notes. Cool. And that's what's happening here. If you look at the second line on the first measure in the right hand, you're in C position to start, but that first note is a B under the C, so it's here. So you're just moving the thumb down, and then the next note is a B, and then the third note is an A. Well, there's the little finger, you got to take it up to an A. So you're here. In the second measure of the second line, you're going to play that G, the first one with 4th finger. You're using 4th finger because you just had 5th finger on A. However, for the 8th notes coming up, you're going to go back to your C position and play the first 8th note with the little finger. Then in the last line, next to the last measure, again the thumb comes down to the B, but the little finger is playing G this time. You may have to look at the keyboard at first, but try and do it eventually without looking at the keyboard. You want to develop a feel for where the keys are, especially a key that's right next to the key where you're at. You want to feel that. So hopefully you can go from a C with the thumb reach down to the B without looking. Same thing with the little finger on the G to the A. Try without looking. Eventually. I would also, while I'm at it, encourage you, so far on these pieces we're playing, try and get where you can play them without looking at the keyboard at all. If you have them memorized, then just stare off into space somewhere or find something to look at on the wall or something as you're playing. Just don't always have to look at the keyboard. You don't want to be glued to the keyboard all the time. You want to get away from it and listen to the music, and when you play it, it gets interesting. That's the new stuff they're pointing out. This does have 8th notes. We've had 8th notes before. Remember how we count 8th notes? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the and 1 and 2 and. So in the, pick a measure, I don't care, the last measure of the first line, you have a half note and then 4 8th notes. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Because the half note gets 2 counts, 1 and 2 and. And the second count ends when the third count starts. So when I say 3, I'm done with the half note, right? But then 3, that's an 8th note. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That can throw some people, but just take it real carefully. If you have to, for now, take a pencil and write in 1 and 2 and over the notes. So 1 is over the D, and when you get to the first 8th note, that's 3. 3, it's going to beat 3. The next 8th note is on and. Then the next 8th note is on 4. And the next 8th note is on and. So it's 3 and 4 and. And that may help you for a while. I don't know, help you or confuse you. Now, if you're going to put in a 2, you put it in somewhere between 1 and 3. Just put it in the middle. Because the half note, you're holding it down, that long. They're introducing something new in addition to the extended position. They're just not telling you about it. So I'll tell you about it because I think you need to understand the stuff you're seeing. I've already told you about time signatures. So the 4/4 at the beginning of this, 4 counts to a measure. It tells you how far you're counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, blah, blah, blah. The second 4, the bottom 4, is what you're counting. Because if you're going to count something, you need to know what you're counting. Quarter notes, that's what that 4 means. So the equivalent of 4 quarter notes in every measure. In the second measure there on the first line, you see 4 quarter notes in the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's simple enough. Well, if a quarter note gets a beat, a half note gets 2 counts. Remember I said equivalent to. That's equivalent to. There are no whole notes here, so I won't worry about whole notes. Well, a half note gets 2 count, an eighth note gets a half count. Well, look at the first measure. You got 4 eighth notes. Well, that's 2 beats. 1, 2, 1 and 2 and. Where's the other 2 beats? Because there's got to be 4 beats in a measure. Well, if you look at the last measure of the piece, you get a half note. 2 beats. What they do is they take the last measure and split it, and they take the rest of the last measure and they put it at the beginning. So you get an incomplete measure to start with. I call it a pickup measure. Lots of people call it a pickup measure. You can call it an anacrusis or all that fancy stuff if you want to. I just say it's a pickup measure. What it means is you're not starting on beat 1 of the measure. You're starting on some other beat. You're picking up to the first full measure is where the 4 quarter notes are. So it's like those eighth notes are pickup notes to the next measure. And the thing really starts there. The others are just pickup. It affects how I count us in, because if it's a 4/4 time, I want to give us 4 counts. Well, if you're not starting on the first beat of the measure, that doesn't work. So either I give us 2 counts, 1, 2, or I give us 6 counts, a full 4 counts plus 2 counts. It's whichever. And that depends on the mood I'm in and how I'm feeling and whether I'm too lazy to give you 6 counts to start with. In this case, I'm going to be lazy and we're just going to go with 2 counts to start with. So it's like ready and go and then we start. So you just got to be ready for that, just so you know. In addition to all that junk, got to bring out the melody. It's in the right hand. Now you don't have to do all of this up front. That's too much. So as you're approaching a new piece of music, I suggest you develop a system for approaching it. We all do. You have to develop your own system. But what I do is I look at all these little things that they're going to look out for. I got to look at the key signature. Well, there's no sharps or flats, so I know I'm in C major. I look at the time signature, so I know what I'm counting and how far and all that. I look at the notes, and that's where I start with. I concentrate on the notes and the rhythms first, and the fingering. Got to get all that stuff down. They're giving you the fingering. That's easy enough. I don't have to figure it out. And I'll get that first. So I might take one hand, like my right hand. I mean, that's one hand, right? Okay. And I'll just play the notes with the rhythm. I'll go 3 and 4 and 1. Notice I started counting on 3. It's a pickup measure. It's not beat 1, it's beat 3. The first 2 beats are the last beat, the last measure of the piece. So I'm starting on 3. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and I'll play through it and make sure I've got the notes and the fingerings and okay, I can do that. And I go to the left hand. Same thing. Left hand doesn't come in until the first full measure, so I just start there. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 2, and rest, and 4, and 1. Notice on the rest, I brought the hand up on beat 3. I said rest, but it's really beat 3, because beat 2 ends when beat 3 begins. And a half note gets 2 beats. So it's 1 and 2 and 3. And I lift on 3. That's the way those work. Now, very exact with them. Don't take them for, don't just lift up whenever you feel like it, is what I'm saying. Lift up, be exact as exact as you can. Please keep high standards on this, because as the music gets tougher, you're going to fall apart if you're not really strict with yourself now. Have fun with it, but get it. Now, once I have both hands, then I go back and I try and put them together. Can I do that? 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. And then once I can put both hands together, then I go back and I want to play the melody according to the dynamics. And I want to play everything else under that. So I'm focusing on how loud and soft I'm playing now. So at the beginning of this, it's a medium soft, MP, mezzo piano. That's the right hand. So the left hand's going to be really soft under that. So it's here. And I'm going to practice that until I have the dynamics the way I want them. And then I would add other stuff as we go through. You haven't had the other stuff yet. I'm not going to talk about it. We'll talk about it later. That's how I approach pieces, just a bit at a time. You know, I build it up, so to speak. I've had teachers, believe it or not, who believe that when you approach a new piece of music, you should be able to do it all right from the beginning. Observe everything, right? To figure the notes out and the rhythms and the dynamics and the fingering and everything right from the beginning. That doesn't work for me. I can't do that. You know, maybe a prodigy could do that. I'm not a prodigy, so I have to work it. And I do it just one thing at a time. And I build it up over time. I can do that because I'm not in a hurry to get through the book. Don't be in a hurry to get through the book. Let's try this together and see what happens. I'm going to give us 2 counts. And we'll come in, and you are in C position. If you look at the finger numbers and the notes and all that, you'll find that you are in C position. So let's try it. Play it with me one hand at a time for a while if you have to. Ready, and go, and. 1 and 2, and. 1 and 2, and. 2 and.